Hello, dear attendees. Good morning if you're coming to us from the Americas. Good evening if you're coming to us from Asia, but most likely you are all coming from Europe, so good afternoon. I see the number of participants is growing steadily, and I'm really thankful for that. We are going to have an action-packed webinar with very nice presentations and, of course, a very detailed questions and answers session right at the end. I am going to thank you for being on time for this webinar, and I'm going to ask you for your patience for, let's say, one more minute until more of us will join this webinar. But because I'm here, I would also like to see that you are here. So if you go below, there's a react button. So yeah, feel free to send me a wave or anything so that I know you're there. Woohoo! You are there. Growing steadily. Almost there. So once again, hello to everybody. Thank you for joining us for this awesome webinar. Where we're going to talk more about how to optimize storage assets for energy trading in Iberia. Of course, this lesson-packed webinar will also have a lot of actionable insights, even if you're not from the Iberian Peninsula, but I am guessing that most of you are. Still waiting for the green light to start the webinar and move on with today's agenda. But before we do that, I just want to say a huge thank you once again for joining us on time. Third time lucky, I would say. So third and final time for today. Hello, welcome everybody. I'm so happy that you decided to invest an hour today and join us for this wonderful webinar on how to optimize storage assets for energy trading in Iberia. We have a couple of awesome speakers who are not only experts in their fields, but they also have a very nice way to interpret complicated data and to serve them in a more bite-sized way, I should say. But before presenting you our two speakers for today, please allow me to say a few words about ourselves. As we are Solarplaza, an event agency based in Rotterdam, established in 2004, which means that last year was a big year for us as we had our 20-year anniversary. We organize events dedicated to accelerating the transition to sustainable energy. and we have done so in 49 countries so far, and we've organized over 220 events, and we're still counting, and that ticker is going constantly up. People join our events because they enjoy networking with other PV professionals, but also because of the huge learning points that we put forward. And we are very proud to be able to do this year in and year out. But enough about us. Let's talk about you. And this is what we are going to go through today. So obviously we are in the introduction part right now, and then we'll move into the two presentations I was mentioning before. So we have Sergio and José Garcia that will join us after this introductory part. And then at the end, we have general questions and answers. A couple more technical details before we move on. If you do have questions, although I just told you the Q&A session is at the end, please feel free to write down your questions as they come to your mind. And for doing that, you have a question mark button to the up and right of your screen. And if you can click on that tab, it just says question, and just input your questions there. We will see all your questions and we will try to answer all of them. If not all of them, then at least most of them. We have plenty of time reserved for our Q&A session. So please don't feel shy, just write down your questions and our lovely speakers will get you those answers. If, on the other hand, you have technical issues or you just want to say hi, if you have any other comments, please use the chat box, which is still to the right and upward on your screen next to the question tab. I hope that you found it. You can just say hi or something in the chat box so that I know that at least 2 or 3 people have found it. Of course, we will go through the presentations and we have quite a few slides, and we will also have a recording of this webinar. We will make all of these available for you, and of course you will receive an email with all these assets and with further instructions within the next 2 days at the most. Hey, nobody found the chat tab. Or nobody wants to say that they found the chat tab. What is it? All right. Also, this is a sign that nobody has technical problems, which I am very happy to hear. All right, moving on, since my introduction time is over and we are, yes, the participant number is growing, and I'm really happy to see all of you here. And I hope that you will also be very happy at the end of this webinar. And we are going to start with Sergio Sáenz. He is an industrial engineer from the University of Seville. He has more than 50 years of experience in the energy sector, out of which 12 of them are focused on energy storage. So it is no surprise that he is head of ATA Storage. ATA Storage being the energy storage and green hydrogen division at ATA Renovables. So Sergio, if you're on, can you please turn on your camera? And all the participants, if you remember how to click on the react button, I would love it to give a huge round of applause, hearts and thumbs up to welcome Sergio to the stage. Sergio, the mic is yours.
Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here today. Hello. Maybe I can start with the presentation. Okay. Well, I'm going to talk about the how to optimize storage assets from the a technical advisor point of view. First of all, let me a few words about our company. We are a technical advisory engineering company with more than 150 and 20 engineers around the world. We have 7 offices in Spain, Italy, Australia, Colombia, Mexico, Chile, and we have a very extensive experience in renewable sector with more than 300 gigawatts projects around the world. Basically, basically, we provide services in all the stages of the renewables and energy storage projects. As I mentioned before, we are a technical advisors and engineering company. We provide services as technical advisor doing technical due diligence or lenders technical due diligence in all the stages of the projects. We are starting with the optimization, performance, yield estimation, business case analysis, containment forecasting, engineering for permitting. Actually, in Spain, we are involved in more than 1.5 gigawatts of battery storage projects, detail engineering, owner engineering. We are involved in projects very big around the world, projects of more than 1 gigawatts, some of them, commissioning, the certification of performance, and so on. Okay, this is the content of the information I'm going to provide you today. First of all, we are going to talk about the context of the energy storage in Iberia, the revenue stream in Iberia for energy storage. We will talk about the containment, capacity market in Spain, and finally, we will talk about the business case of storage. Yeah. First of all, some context about the energy storage in Iberia. Nowadays, in Spain and Portugal, there are a strategic plan for renewable energy, including energy storage. Actually, in Spain, we have the objective to reach 20 gigawatts of energy storage in 2030. And in Portugal, we have also an aggressive, let's say, objective for energy storage, almost 6 gigawatts for storage, and 2 gigawatts of them will be for batteries. Regarding the regulation, nowadays we have a regulatory framework in both countries. It's possible to, as you know, to manage the permits for this kind of projects in a standalone way or in hybridization, updating the access and connection point for the renewable plan. It's possible also participate in different markets, as I will explain later, and wholesale market, balancing services market, and so on. Actually, in Spain, it's going to be issued a capacity market in the future. We have nowadays a draft of this proposal, but in the next months we will have the final proposal for the ministry of the ministry, and we have also subsidies in both countries. In the future, interesting subsidies in Spain with 700 millions. And in Portugal, we have several months ago an option also for financing energy storage projects. Well, revenue stream for energy storage is possible to capture revenues for different markets in the wholesale market. in the day ahead market, that intraday and continuous market, secondary frequency regulation, tertiary frequency regulation, and replacement reserve. In the market, obviously, the energy storage work the battery the and discharge when the price of the batteries will be higher, doing price arbitrage. This is the bigger market because it's the market with the highest liquidity for buying or selling energy. But in the intraday or real or continuous market, we have also opportunities to capture spreads in the market, or for realign positions to get more competitiveness, or to adjust the position in order to reach the right state of charge to provide the balancing services. The secondary frequency regulation maybe is the more interesting market for batteries, because they can get revenues for power and for energy, providing power reserves in the day ahead, and receiving also revenues for the energy when the system operator activate the service. Reason is the more interesting market nowadays for batteries. But also in tertiary regulation or replacement reserve, the batteries can optimize also the profitability. Will be lower than in secondary frequency regulation, but it's possible to get the revenues in this kind of market that more flexible. Apart of that, energy storage can get also revenues providing services in doing the containment. Basically, I will explain later, but with market containment or with technical containment. And as I mentioned before, there are also subsidies or the capacity market to add more value for the batteries. Yeah. Here we are going to explain the containment. We have two kind of containment: the market containment or the technical containment. The market containment is the market due to the market aspects. Basically, when the price of the energy is very low, zero or even negative, the batteries can charge the energy from the grid and can discharge later when the price is higher. This is a global containment, because it's a containment related with the market. But we have also the technical restrictions. The technical containment is the containment that happen for technical issues in the grid. Here we have three kind of technical restriction. The technical restriction in phase one is the technical restriction that's happened first in order to adjust the balance in every nodes, and later happen the technical restriction in phase two in order to align all the balance in the country. And finally, we have the technical restrictions in real time. Here, actually, you can see, as for example in Spain last year, the 10% of the hours in the year, the price was zero. And here you can see how the technical constraints for PV or wind are growing in Spain in the last years. Here we present a methodology for estimate the curtailment. We have an in-house tool in order to do that. But basically, the methodology is to analyze the saturation of every nodes, doing the balance between generation and demand, to analyze the different scenarios we will have in the future regarding the mixed generation and the demand, to analyze the infrastructure improvement in the grid, in order to see how this improvement is going to have influence in the curtailment in the future. And finally, we simulate the curtailment, the market curtailment, and the technical constraints in an horizon of 10 years in order to get an estimation of both curtailments in the future. This is one for the banks in order to approve the yields of the PV plant, or in order to analyze the business model of energy storage. Some words for the capacity market in Spain, because it's an important part of the business model, because will provide um, more bankability for the energy storage projects. Now we have a draft of the of the regulation that it was in issue at the end of 2024. The objective of this capacity market is to ensure the reliability and security of the supply. Any storage can participate. We'll have a minimum of 1 megawatt to participate in this market, a minimum of emissions, financial guarantees, and will be necessary that the system operator will publish the rating for all technologies, and we will have the kind of auction. The main auction is an auction 5-year lead time with a contract of 15 years, and we will have also adjustment auctions for a duration of 12 months, or transitional auctions for 1 year of duration. And this kind of auction, we will have penalties if the suppliers don't comply with the with the availability commitment. Well, to finalize, we will talk about the optimization. In order to optimize the participation of battery storage in the trading market, it's very important to have an optimization tool, because as you can see, the business model of the batteries will be involved in several markets. It's not easy to analyze what market is better participating in every moment. For reason, it's very important to have an optimization tool. Actually, we have our own optimization tool. In this kind of optimization, normally we are going to optimize as objective the profitability of the project, and this optimization tool needs to simulate different scenarios of power and energy, different combination, automatically, in order to analyze fast the problem, and analyze optimizing what is the optimal trading in the market, what is the optimal proposal to get it in the different markets, in the wholesale market, the balancing services market, including also the technical constraints of the batteries, the degradation of the batteries, the round trip efficiency of the batteries, the degradation of this round trip efficiency. For this one, it's necessary that this optimization tool works optimizing the trading and optimizing the cycle of the batteries, taking into consideration the degradation of the batteries. Maybe we can get optimal case with more aggressive degradation, but maybe it's the more profitable cycling take into consideration the services and the market that this energy storage system is participating. And to finalize, we are going to see a real case. We have an analysis in Spain with a battery of 50 megawatts per hour participating in day-ahead market and balancing services market. With a contract of 15 years. In the maximum of the contract of the storage will be the half of the lifetime of the system, and we consider that nowadays with the technology we have the lifetime can be a little higher than 25 years, and we can get a profitability in a range between 6 and 10% for a day-ahead market and balancing services market. We can increase this profitability with a capacity market, 5% more or less, having a profitability of 15%. Apart from profitability, the value of the capacity market is very important because add bankability, because it's obviously it's a fixed payment for a long contract. You can think why this variation between 6 and 10% of profitability. This depends on the price forecasting we use. We have more optimistic forecasting or more pessimistic, and there is different opinion in the market. For this reason, normally we analyze all the options, take into consideration different predictions. You can see the optimal behavior of the battery in a typical day for participation in the day-ahead market and frequency regulation market. And here you can see the breakdown of the revenues taken into consideration: arbitrage, frequency regulation, and tertiary frequency regulation. You can see as the most interesting market for the batteries is the secondary frequency regulation with 60% of the revenues. And to finalize, we have some conclusion. Basically, the business model of energy storage is a complex problem based on system operation in multiple markets, requiring, and it's totally necessary, a mathematical model to solve this optimization problem. It's not an easy problem. As you can see, the profitability of this analysis depends a lot of the price forecasting, if we consider a more aggressive or more conservative prediction. Another important point is that in order to develop this kind of projects, is totally necessary to have like a capacity market, or to sign a tolling contract, or a flexibility purchase agreement on this kind of contract, because or a subsidy, because at the end of the day the trading is complicated, and obviously in order to be more bankable is necessary to have this kind of extra payment. That is all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sergio. Before letting you go, we had a quick question for you. You mentioned more towards the beginning of your presentation SRS, the abbreviation SRS.
Yeah, secondary regulation service. Is in secondary frequency regulation, there is right nowadays we are in a process to transform these services to the Picasso platform. Is the European secondary frequency regulation service, and in this time we have this process is the name is secondary regulation service. It's basically the secondary frequency regulation market.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that clarification, and thank you so much for your presentation. As promised to everybody, we will come back to you with questions and we will be expecting answers, but not right now. After the presentation of Jose Garcia, who is actually our next speaker. So it gives me great pleasure to tell you that he has been head of innovation at Isotrol since 2012. He brings extensive experience from multinational companies into the renewable energy sector. And not only this, but he also holds a degree in electrical industrial engineering from University of Seville, and also is a certified innovation expert from the Technical University of Madrid. He is here next to me and waiting to join the stage, but as you're already familiar, I would like you to go down and click on the react button so that we would all welcome Jose Garcia on stage properly. So Jose, please take it away. You're still muted.
Okay, thank you very much, Victor. Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you very much for inviting me to participate in this webinar, and congratulations for the organization to Solarplaza. In the next minutes, I want to we have an overview on several critical aspects, like to how to optimize the storage asset operation in real time, and this is important because what Sergio has told us is how to do this optimization or how to do this simulation in the long term, from now to the next years. Right now, what we present is what will you do in the next minutes, in the next hours with that battery. The second point is the importance of the stack revenue and how can implement that in real time. A some key relevant aspect like the risk management, and this is very, very important in this case as we have uncertainties. And the last one is that we will see is that why an end-to-end solution from the control system to the market is needed in order to for them to operate it seamlessly. So that's the most important. Sorry. Oh, I'm going back. Yes. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. Before starting, please let me present Isotrol in a minute, just for those that doesn't know us. Isotrol is a global leader in providing a product and software solution for the energy sector, covering from the whole cycle, from monitoring to control system in renewable plants, grid integration with the compliance of the most strict grid codes, to the selling of the energy in wholesale market. We are with more than 40 years in the market and more than 400 people. Our system manages 180 gigawatts installed capacity in 25 countries. In storage, it's important that our system monitors more than 2 gigawatts hour of battery capacity, mostly in North America. In Spain, we are operating, optimizing in real time two plants that total of 6 megawatts hour battery capacity. And I see that is a relevant because there's a few installation running right now in the market with batteries. Our headquarters is in Seville, in Spain, having office in the US, Mexico, Canada, Brazil, and Chile. Okay, so now that we can start with the context, although some of this topic Sergio has highlighted from his great presentation, that there is a need for storage. So the thing is that as renewable penetration increases, you need more flexible storage that can bridge variability and market volatility. Sometimes we need more energy than the renewables can produce, and sometimes the other way around. They deliver energy that the system cannot use, and this happens both at electrical system or the electrical level or at the local level. So the consequences are increased curtailment, okay, increased curtailment and also negative prices. We have seen it in Sergio's presentation before, and you can see in the map that there is a strong concentration of points in solar and wind farm. So this leads that to some losses of the energy, and this is not good for the energy transition because at the end the plant owners or they need the profitability for that. Secondly, the quick growth of the utility scale storage brings changes in regulation, technology, market behavior. This is new for everybody. So this means that it brings uncertainties, and these uncertainties has to be is a challenge for all the system, for all the forecasting, for everything that you need to operate the batteries. On the other hand, it brings new opportunity. Storage enable value capture during volatility. Oh, sorry. This is the next one. Oh. Okay, sorry. Okay, so there is you have a revenue taking like an opportunity. Also, the curtailment reduction. It's not an easy way. We'll see some cases where it's how to manage that, but it's important that it's an opportunity. So, what does it really means with optimizing storage? So, the thing is that batteries are not cheap. We have seen a steep reduction of the prices, but we still need strong inversions. And this strong inversion means that ROI, or return on investment, depends on the smart operation, getting the most while preserving the expected life of the battery. The answer for get the most of the battery is having a stack revenue strategy that can provide revenue from multiple services on a market. We have seen markets like day ahead, intraday, balancing market that Sergio has shown us for the long-term simulation. We need to implement that in the short term for the next minutes, next hours that we integrate that. So you can operate this energy market, but you have also grid services. You can also a capacity market. You can also provide other contracts like a PPA, and you have to manage it like a whole solution for the battery. But the most or the better opportunity that you have in different market and services, the more revenue you get and the most return on investment you get from these services. What do you need to do this? You need to model the batteries. You need to model the renewables in case of hybrid plant. You need to model the different market and services you want to provide. You need to use the prices and generation forecast where available. In some cases, you need to implement not just the forecast, but your objectives. So you say in some market you have not forecast for something. So you have to tell the algorithm that you have an objective, and to tell and let the algorithm that can provide the best solution for that. But for that, you need also the real-time situation of the battery, of the generation plant, and also for the market opportunity. I am talking here about market opportunity, not just of the day-ahead market, but on the intraday continuous market. It can appear opportunity on every second, so you have to react quickly to this opportunity. Once you get that, you need a smart algorithm that provide this all this composition in order to get the most of it. So let's go inside which are the key elements for this process. So which are the building blocks? So in the first place, you need to control and operate the battery, or the batteries in a standalone plant, or also the PV or wind in a hybrid plant. This element assures that the grid code and the power flow decision are accomplished. That is the first one that you say, okay, hybrid master PPC. At the other side, you need the trading platform. The trading platform is what the one that communicate with the market operator or with the DSO, in order that you can send bids and you get the matched bid. What bridges the control system and the trading platform is a small real-time optimization layer that understands the constraints and the market dynamics simultaneously. And this is very important because you get it from both sides. So it seems like very difficult because at the end, okay, you have the whole system that controls real time, that like in milliseconds, that is in the plant, a signal from the DSO that the plant has to attend, and also you have opportunities in the market. How to match that? It seems a very difficult problem, but if we could have a real-time process that automatically provide the best plan to both extremes, it's still difficult. But if you think like the way Google Maps provides us the optimal route for we are conducting, it's similar. So this Google Map tell us which is the best route, but the one who is driving here in the plant is the control system and the PPC, the power plant controller of the plant. So the optimizer send an optimal plan, but if the plant has to change because I don't know, the results have changed, or there is a restriction, a command from the TSO or whatever, it changes its behavior. In this case, the optimizer gets this information and react, generating a new planning, a new optimal planning. And the same for the market. You can send this is my optimal plan to the market, but at the end, the market platform can provide different bids or different matched bid in the market. So the same could be done with the trading platform. So at the end, what we have here, and this is very important, an end-to-end integration, because you need that all of the pieces of this component to interoperate properly. So what we have done here is the middle layer for the optimizer is what we call a Bluence EMS, that is the optimizer. Let's see how these building blocks in more detail. For instance, if you have this is a real case that you have a existing PV plant, and then you want to introduce batteries to the plant. So what you need is a master PPC and a hybrid plant controller, because you need to control the point of interconnection of the plant. So you cannot allow the plant to inject more energy or the sun the energy from the PV or the wind farm plus the battery, because you are not fulfilling the what you are allowed to inject in the point of interconnection. So you need a hybrid plant controller. You need also a local SCADA that controls and monitors not just the PV plant, but also the elements in the battery. And this is at the plant level. You also need, when you have a portfolio, you need more information that in order to control it. You need a control center as you had before for a portfolio of renewable. But right now you have to include also the alarms of the monitoring of the battery. You need a Bluence, you need a trading platform, and you need an optimizer. That is what we have seen before. So in this case, the most important thing is that, okay, this is our product that is done at Isotrol, but all of these components are composed on end-to-end solution, but a building block that can interoperate with already existing systems like a third-party platform, SCADA, or PPC. And this is the most important thing, that this is interoperable. One of the key aspects is the technical and economic criteria that you have to fulfill. So when you implement this market submission of the bid, you need to have into account the state of charge, the rate, the degradation, efficiency, market dispatchability, and I mean by this, if you are allowed or not to participate in secondary market. You have to control the risk and uncertainty in your bid composition, because at the end, energy market or energy manager define its comfort zone. Some will prefer guaranteed but more modest return. Others will will tolerate a higher volatility in return for higher revenues. So in this case, our EMS enable these choices with in order to configure the risk profile, the short term versus the long term, and this is an automatic process that provides this the best solution for everyone. All this process can be seen in intuitive interfaces like this. In this case, you can see the different prices forecasting. You see what the algorithm propose you to buy and to sell. Depending on the services that you have implemented, you implement, for instance, to correct deviation, to participate in day ahead, intraday, balancing market, secondary, tertiary. So you can see what is the algorithm is proposing you, and automatically will send this proposal to the trading platform and also to the plant, to the battery. In summary, we have seen how to optimize this storage asset operation to meet the return on investment and grid needs, the stack revenue strategy across services and marketing in real time, the risk management as a critical issue, and why an end-to-end solution from the control system to the plant to the market is needed. So optimization must be holistic, and this is very important to have in account the end-to-end solution. And I would like to highlight that when you are looking for this kind of solution for an end-to-end, it's important that you choose a partner with expertise in both operation and market. And on one hand, the control layers that you have in the plan, and in the other extreme is the market opportunity and the market budget solution that you have. That's all. Thank you very much for the insight, and I think that when Victor says, we can go back to the questions. Okay.
Yes, thank you very much, Jose. This was an awesome presentation, and we do have some questions. Well, I think we have more questions than we can handle for both of you. So, Sergio, you're welcome to join if you're still on. But then, yeah, let's try to prioritize them and answer as many as we can. So I will start with you, Sergio, if you don't mind. Um, and the question is, um, yeah, the question is, do you also have to consider that the batteries may need to be replaced earlier depending on the use case?
Yes, correct. Actually, we have here two approaches. We can consider that the energy degrades if we don't have any commitment with a capacity market, for example. And every year we are going to deliver the degradation with the state of healthy we have nowadays. Considering, for example, one time can reach even 25 years, depends on the cycles. Obviously, with more cycles will be lower. But if we have a commitment with a capacity market, normally we are going to have penalties if we don't comply with the power. For reason, although the energy is the parameter that suffer the degradation, in order to maintain the power, if we need to maintain also the hours, it's necessary to increase the energy. I can be considered an augmentation strategy in order to maintain the energy. Depends on the business case. We consider in the modeling day or not. Okay.
Okay, that's pretty clear, I think. Um, and still on you, Sergio, what hypotheses are the basis for estimating the CAPEX and OPEX of your study that you presented?
Yeah, the capex we consider in this analysis is a capex for this year. It's not a hypothesis to buy the batteries in a future. Normally we use our experience in real cases because we participate in a lot of procurement process of batteries in a lot of projects around the world. For this reason, we are very updated about the price of the batteries, and we normally establish a average of the different projects we participated in the last months. Obviously, depends on the size of the project. We need to adjust this estimation of the capex, because obviously depends also the size, and depends also the relationship between the power and the energy. The cost is not the same for a battery of 1 hour or a battery of 4 hours. For reason, this is something related with the inputs of the modeling.
Very clear. Thank you. I would like to move to Jose and also have the chance of asking him a couple of questions. So, Jose, please also, after unmuting, tell us what are the marker or application that are actually open to BESS today in Spain?
Okay, thank you, Victor. Yeah, you have of course the day ahead. You can participate also in continuous intraday or in bits in intraday. You can also participate on tertiary. You can do that. And for the secondary, also you can participate. You have to go to a complex process of accreditation that you have to go to all of this process. But right now, there are some plants that are participating in this also in this secondary market. We are hoping for capacity, of course, and there is plants that are also providing. Well, would you have the to correct well, deviation from the planning, for instance. So I think you have multiple choices of providing services and to get revenue from different. So you can optimize it by getting the best of them in each moment.
Okay, thank you so much for that. And is it possible to deliver balancing services with a BESS co-located to a PV plant to have the same grid connection point? That was the question.
Yeah, I think so. You can do that now once you have gone through this process of authorization from the market. I don't know if Sergio wants to add something about this.
Yeah, it's correct. You can provide balancing services in a standalone way or hybridization way. The point is to participate in secondary frequency regulation is you need to have the permit. You need to be included in a control area in order to provide this kind of service. Actually, a PV plant can participate also in this.
Mhm. And since we're talking markets that are ready available today, and I think this question is suitable for both of you, and I think it's a great way to end this webinar actually. I wanted to ask you, well, participants actually, which market out of the day-ahead intraday market, the secondary regulation, or the tertiary regulation markets, which of these would be easiest to use by a non-specialist in trading? Of course, considering your specialist opinion. So whoever wants to take this answer, I don't mind if both of you give me an answer for this.
I think that if you are not an expert, you can call ATA or Isotrol. But in any case, the complicated thing is to mix all the services. Because is the more complicated thing to optimize the trading. In any case, I will say that maybe the more, let's say, I don't know, it's simple service because you don't need to pass this process. Jose mentioned to participate in balancing services, so to participate only in the wholesale market, providing arbitrage in the day-ahead market because intraday market later is more maybe it's more complicated. Maybe participate only in the but foreign storage is not possible because the system is not going to be profitable. In order to be profitable, you need to mix several services. If not,
All
you
right.
control the optimization system real-time of Isotrol.
Yeah. Thank you for that. Jose, I'm not sure if you have anything else to add to what Sergio said.
Yeah, I agree with Sergio. Just for people who want to start, perhaps they will go to balancing in the day ahead market. But at the end, you will see that other actors in the market will have a much higher return on investment that is when you are using the several uh, sources of revenue. So at the end, you will go to intraday market. You have a very strong opportunities that you have to leverage. You have also perhaps secondary is the most complex one because as you said, you need an AGC system that controls in real time for the zone. But at the end, perhaps it's a process that you can start from the more simple one to the more complex services. Uh, I think the most important is that right now you can combine perhaps 5 to 10 different services and get the best of them in each planning. Is what we do in this with this kind of services, including also if the best solution is to make a cycle or not because of the cost of the opportunity of the spread prices that you get from the, for instance, it is better to correct the deviation from the planning or to buy it in the market, the energy that you need. So it's an algorithm can provide you this solution. But perhaps at the beginning, if you are new to the system, perhaps it's too complicated. But once you start, you will see that it's a normal situation that every trader is going to look for.
Awesome. So in layman's terms, I'm going to understand that the first step is the hardest, as is for most our journeys in life. Um, Gentlemen, thank you so very much for this very instructional webinar. I have written down quite a lot of very important and valuable ideas. So thank you very much. Thank you also to our participants, and if you're still there with us, click on the react button and let us know what you thought of this webinar, because this is the official end for our webinar. Thank you so much for being with us. This is, of course, the reward for sticking it with us until the end of this webinar. So please scan the QR code and you will get a 10% discount for our upcoming summit Iberia, happening in Madrid on the 4th of June. I hope I will see you there, most of you there. But anyway, the time for today is up. So thank you once again for taking part of this awesome webinar, and looking forward to hearing your feedback. Thank you. Bye.
Okay.
Bye bye. Thank you
Bye.
very much. It's a
Bye.
pleasure.